This is why you should never rely on your looks or on sex to make somebody fall in love with you. You just can't, right? Because that's not what makes a guy fall in love. Guys don't fall in love with just the physical quality in a woman. The only guys that do that are guys that are literally disconnected from themselves. Meaning, they don't know what it really is to love a woman, right? They think that lust is love. They think that passion is love. They think newness and excitement is love. And the problem is that the women that fall for that are women who are looking for quick validation, cheap, fast food type of love, right? And if you're looking for like that quick, oh my God, he loves me. Oh my God, I'm not creepy and needy. He just loves me. And Father Allison doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. No, okay. What that is that you're looking for someone to validate you. And so you accept low quality love because you're just desperate for anything. You are what they call on this channel an emotional crackhead. Nothing wrong with being an emotional crackhead. We love them too here, okay? Um, but unfortunately, that's not what it is, right? What really makes a guy fall in love is might be something that if you're into fast things, you might find this boring. You might find that you might not. You might find is not validating enough, right? It doesn't fulfill the emptiness inside of you. And what that really is telling me is that you're not really seeking for love. You're looking for a drug, and your drug of choice is love. Thank God it's not crack, right? So we're gonna talk about what really makes a guy fall in love. What outside of sex? Well, sex doesn't fall in love, make him fall in love. It helps, right? But it's not what really makes a man fall in love. Because if you rely on sex too much, like I said, all you're gonna attract is low quality love, right? You're gonna just attract a bunch of Jamal the running backs and a bunch of Bob the players and a bunch of Luis the Puerto Ricans. You just don't want that kind of stuff. Okay, dangerous. All right. By the way, people, we have Florida and the Bronx are not the only dangerous places to meet people. It's we also included the South Side of Chicago people. Yeah, that's right, South Side motherfuckers. Be careful, motherfuckers from the South Side of Chicago. All right. Anyways, and if you guys want to work with Father Alex 101, go to mindfulattraction.org and there you'll be able to book a one-on-one phone call with me today. And yeah. Oh, by the way, we're doing a live talk with Father Alex, episode 2 of the Mindful Attraction podcast, people. Yeah, that's right. Today is episode 2. So for all the freeloaders out there, get ready. Get the Zoom link and get ready to talk to Father Alex, okay? Because today's the day, all right? Lord has blessed you today. Okay. All right. Let's begin, man. Okay. So I'm going to include the first one because I forgot to include it in the original video, and that's boring time. Boring time is how men fall in love. And boring time is this. That means that not going out for drinks, not an extravagant highlight. When people fall in love, what you'll notice is that when you recollect, because usually you realize you're in love with them through eye contact, and in their absence, you remember them and you feel a jolt of creepy emotions, right? And when you think about the memories, you're not thinking about sex. Like in the beginning, you are thinking about sex, and that brings excitement. But over time, the sex drive lowers, and when you start to remember them, you don't remember them going up the mountains, right, or running away from the Puerto Rican pit bull in the Bronx, right? None of that stuff. You remember when you guys were eating together. You remember when you guys were watching Seinfeld, right? You remember simple, boring moments. In fact, when you are thinking about them in your mind or even having dreams of them and it's a romantic dream, you'll notice that in the dream, there's literally nothing going on outside of you looking at yourselves. Like, like that, right? And that dream, like it actually makes everything looks more hazy, less contrasty, but the eyes become contrasty. The eyes are more intense because you're focusing on it. And that's how the brain falls in love. It falls in love through simple memories. And that's why, unfortunately, if they're used to high dopamine, alcoholics, drug addicts, for example, I'm just being real with you, they need jolts. They can't just sit down with you and watch a movie. They can't just sit down and experience simplicity. And so their brain needs simplicity. And when they think about simplicity, they say no to boring things. They say no to simplicity because they're so used to living life at a fucking high, right? And usually these types of people are not just drug addicts, by the way. They're usually people who are dopamine seekers, risk takers, travelers, highly successful people, entrepreneurs, men who just cannot have simple. They just can't be happy with little things. They want more. These types of people will never allow these boring moments to solidify in their minds in order to fall in love. The beauty about it, this is actually good. It shows you that you don't need to do all those spinneroonies to get somebody to like you. You really don't. You don't need to take them to oh my god, let's go to this fucking a crazy place for them to fall in love. No, just go out of town, spend time together, right? Go on a walk, hold hands, have a boring time. That's what the brain. Think about the memories you had with your parents when you were a little kid, right? And you recalled your childhood. Yes, you do recall the first time you went to that theme park, but also you just remember the routines. Like you literally, your brain creates nostalgia. Nostalgia is when you look back in your life by while you're presently feeling. Nostalgia is when things happen and your brain through time gives it more meaning. Maybe you were just having coffee, but in your mind, the more time passes, you're like, oh my God, that coffee was so incredible. It's like when you take a Polaroid photo, right? You'll see that I have a bunch of Polaroids here. But when you take a Polaroid photo, right? Right here. When you first take it, you have that nostalgia feeling. You're like, oh my God, I remember that one time, right? And even if it's a simple moment, because it's in the past, your brain values it more, right? And the brain, if the memory is really incredible, the brain doesn't have to work hard to hype it up. The brain doesn't have to work hard to make it look better than it is, right? But when you give it simple memories, your brain goes into overdrive and starts making them look good and edit it. And that extra work causes people to fall in love with you harder, right? You make it harder on them. It's everything's harder, but that's important thing. Boring time, man. I'm telling you, man. It's literally the foundation to any relationship. The first one is going slow. Honestly, this is why it's not validating for some women. Like I know there's emotional crackheads who watch the channel. That's not an insult, by the way. We've all been needy and creepy in our lives, right? Um, but that's actually the truth. What going slow does is it shows a guy that you have traditional values. What women need to understand is that a guy will fall in love with a woman who appears to have traditional values quicker than a woman who doesn't have one. Why is that? Well, it's just human nature. So going slow isn't just about being like a fucking turtle, right? No, it's literally letting them know you like them at a slower rate, right? That means no online dating. I'm not kidding with you. Like, I'm not a fan of online dating unless you're too busy, unless you literally live in the middle of nowhere and you can't meet people. You could use that. But generally speaking, I prefer you don't meet people through online because it just increases the likelihood of the relationship failing. But when you meet people in real life, you don't approach people and say, I like you. No, over time, people realize they like you. And that process for some guys is painful, right? That process for some guys, they want to speed it up. And so this tests their patience. This makes them work just to find out if you like them. And that's the first step, right? After that, they got to find out you're let's look at the notes right here, people. From making them wait, meaning even for Poom Poom, making them wait to see you, not letting them see you every day in the beginning, like maybe once a week, and then you slowly progress it up. That is actually that's something that's very natural. Nowadays, people just want things faster, right? Honestly, I never found it weird up until now that back then when I lived in New York City, women would say yes to coming over to my place without even going on a date. I mean, it might show you that Father Alex is growing up, right? Because nowadays I'm like, wait a minute. You're not scared that Father Alex might be Jeffrey Dahmer's? No, you don't look like that kind of guy. How so? Why your Father Alex. Why would you kidnap me and put me in a box? You tell me, why wouldn't I? What the fuck? What do you mean by that? Why wouldn't I? What the heck? I'm kind of scared. What do you mean you're scared? You say Father Alex would never do that. Oh, sorry. Anyways, so yeah, making them wait, right? And this is important. Literally just slow everything down. Slow. always be always be slower than them, right? If they tell you, baby, I love you, right? Always be one step behind, never one step in front. I swear to God. Guys don't like women who speed things up because what you don't notice, you start to look really needy and creepy. It's just and what I mean by needy and creepy, it's just that you're not reading the room, right? I'm on a date with you, and I'm like this. You're like, let's go, Father Alex. First of all, no Father Alex, man. Only normal people, no watchers. It's a little weird. Anyway, so yeah, that's one thing. Um, Going slow, and the slow part is also testing your patience. It's it's one of those things that fixes mistakes. You do everything right when you go slow. It actually goes hand in hand with human nature. All right, we're gonna go to a quick little commercial break.
Are you needy and creepy? Do you have a tough time coming across confident when you like the person? A lot of the times you just don't know what to do. You have habits and patterns that whenever somebody triggers you, you completely forget what to do the right thing. Well, guess what? I have a course for that. And it's called The Psychological Game of Attraction, Natural Chemistry, and The Feminine Woman. What I call the fundamentals. All of those courses are meant to eradicate and exercise the needy, creepy parts in you through action. Meaning, you do what the videos say, and without a shadow of a doubt, you actually get the results. You'll notice that men call you back more. Men will want more relationships with you. They're gonna be the ones that are needy and creepy. They're gonna be the ones that want something. They're gonna be the ones that are the aggressors in trying to get a relationship out of you. But the problem is that a lot of people just watch one or two videos and completely forget that there's actually a system. Don't just watch one or two videos. Get the system either by purchasing all of them and get a discount, or purchase them individually. Because a lot of the times, just watching one video in isolation, you actually miss the big picture. You have to understand why it works. You have to understand what to do next. And a lot of times, my videos just can't address that. A lot of people, you see by the testimonies right here, a lot of people have done what those videos say, and they've gotten results. Like the other day, I was in Mexico, and they were like, "Hey, Alexis," and I'm like, "Hey, oh my God, you watch your videos are so great." And I'm like, and she was like, "Look at my kid." I'm like, "What you talk about your kid? That's not my kid." She's like, "No, no, no, because of him, because of your videos, he's here." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, that's a." But I get that a lot. And ironically, that woman watches all of my videos, right? So purchase those courses, man. And if you don't like it, you actually could get a 30-day money back guarantee, right? Purchase them individually, or get a discount and purchase them all by clicking on the description down below. You have the option of purchasing the one with the bonuses that obviously it's more material, where it's like I give you guys meditations. There's also other courses on how to make friends, how to master anything, or you could purchase it without the bundle, which is much more affordable. All right. And with that, you guys are able to support my channel, which will allow me to make more videos. Okay. Anyways, see you guys inside, and thank you.
All right, we're back, people. Oh man, I can't wait for today, people. By the way, if you guys have been asking me where do we upload the Mindfuck Attraction podcast, we re-upload them on the membership site on this website. You know, like we re-upload them for memberships, or you guys can become a Patreon supporter, and there you get more content. So you do get content for a $5 member. We're uploading multiple videos per week. But if you want more extensive content and talk to me directly, Patreon is actually the best way to do it. All right. All right. So next one. And this is a very common one, but it's not, I'm not saying it for just one person. Respect. And this is what I mean. They will fall in love with you faster because they need to respect you and you need to respect them. And you needing to respect them is not a matter of them being respectable. It's really a matter of you choosing the right guy, a guy that you respect. Right? So, for example, if you're going after a power and you want a guy that worships you, you're not going to respect that guy. And that guy's going to resent you, and it's going to be a toxic relationship. And also, they need to respect you by you knowing how to control your emotions, you knowing how to have patience, you knowing how to wait, you knowing how to not go south side of Chicago mode, right? That don't sound right. Eat south side mode? No, that don't sound right, right? But it's really you about knowing how to control that part of yourself. Because nothing makes a guy lose respect for you than a woman who can control her emotions, who tell her friends, hold my earrings and hold my ring. That's too ghetto, right? A woman who always screams at you, yells at you, always assume, oh, who's the bitch? Oh my God, I woke up and you had a dream that you were cheating, like that type of shit. Like that type of paranoia. A guy just cannot respect you, you know. And and deep down, you also don't respect that part of you. Like you're not alone, right? I understand that the traits that repel people, that you have a problem. I know deep down you don't want that, but that you can't help yourself. It's a compulsion, a creepy compulsion by your brain, right? And and we don't know how to fix that. That's why I tell you, if this is the case, the way to fix that is one, develop a meditation practice. It literally lessens the Bronx part of your brain, right? Develop a meditation practice. Don't just meditate on your own, meditate in a group, right? And when you do that, you'll notice that your emotional immune system increases when you do it in a group. It really does. And they need to and you need to respect them. So that means that you can't be looking at men as money bags. You can't objectify them. Just like you don't like them objectifying you, you cannot objectify them. And a lot of women nowadays just don't respect men because they're just resentful of men's bullshit. Well, guess what? If you want to prevent yourself from becoming resentful of men's bullshit, pick better guys. Pick guys that are serious about being in a relationship. Too many women date a guy as a project, as something that she could fix in the future. And then they meet resistance. The guy says fuck no, and the woman gets pissed off and says, "Why do we have to play these games?" Just like you're picking guys that just don't want what you want, right? And once they have the respect, now they can fall in love with you, right? Because it's like when you go slow, right? When you go slow, that's actually the best way to fall in love because any time a guy's falling in love with you too quickly, slow them down. Say, hey, slow the fuck down, Tyrone. What the fuck, but I love you. Slow down. Because if you let a guy fall in love fast, that love is gonna fade away fast as well. But when you slow them down and control the pace and just let it go slow, people fall in love with you deeper. It's like dry aging a steak, right? The longer you let that steak dry age, the better it'll taste, right? But you can't let it dry age, but they can't respect you. Like that's impossible. A man who loves a woman that he doesn't respect, it's an abusive relationship. It's it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work out. And too many women sacrifice self-respect for a relationship. Like I made a video about that, one of my best videos, and that's because you just become emotional crackheads, right? You say, okay, I'll do anything, just remove the feeling in me, right? And a guy looks at you and like, yo, this girl's pathetic. Like I love her, but God, I can't respect her. Like I treat like they'll literally treat you in a condescending way. Like that's not the love you want. They're in love, but not the love you want. Next one, conflict. The undulation of going back and forth and conflict. They need to see that you're not weak. They need to see that you're willing to get dirty. They need to see that you're willing to confront. They need to see that you're the type of person that can handle confrontation, that could talk about things and actually compromise, right? Because you're never fully compatible. You fight your way into compatibility. Not going Bronx mode, but you like the undulation. Okay, I don't like this. Oh, we gotta fix. And then something else shows up. Hey, I don't like this. Oh, we gotta fix. Hey, I don't like this. Oh, we gotta fix. And it creates an upward momentum that every time you guys go through conflict and you guys resolve it, it feels awkward. But then the reconciliation intensifies the love and increases what's already there through conflict. But this also tests your character, because a person with that character, you guys will go through this and you'll just go, it'll look like an episode of Jerry Springer, right? And that's a red flag. The key is not to fucking get bother psychologists and try to work it out. No. If you guys have constant conflict and there's always fights, it's not meant to be. It's just not meant to be. Walk away. And if you stay, it's not the other person's fault. You're used to this shit. So that's why you're staying. If you stay because somebody's being toxic and always fights, always arguments and stuff, but they love each other, you're also part of the problem. Because if you're not really toxic and they start doing that, like fucking Florida shit on you, you were like, yo, fuck this shit, man. My life is too peaceful to deal with this. But if you stay, you're part of it. Now, this is a bonus one, okay? Embrace the opposite, the contrast effect, right? Meaning, too much masculinity trade. It's called the masculinity trade-off hypothesis. Too much of it can be scary, and too little of it can appear too weak as a guy. This works visually in your appearance, right? If you look feminine as a guy, have masculine things like tattoos or stuff like that, or even a beard. But also behaviorally, right? Acting masculine. But this works with women, right? A woman with too much femininity, it looks too weak. Too much masculinity, too much of a Terminator. So you got to find that balance visually and behaviorally, right? A woman that's too feminine visually and behaviorally, a guy just cannot respect. And from that foundation, he can't love you. That's just the truth. If he does love you, it's just condescending love. It's like somebody who loves their dog, but doesn't treat them like a sentient being. So it plays dumb pranks on them and just treats them with disrespect. And they think they're having fun, but the dog is suffering. Like the dog is like, what the fuck, man? I thought this was going to be a cool shit, Jesus. Sorry, Christians. I didn't mean to say that. Right? So you got to have a hint, and that a lot of times, if you're a woman, this means having a father figure, right? If you never had a father figure show you masculinity, you never really internalize that, right? And so if you only were raised with a mother or just a dad, the other half is not balanced out. So that's why having a two-parent household allows a child to apply this, right? If you notice, a lot of the crazy weirdo good dudes come from single-parent households, mom or dad, right? The reason why is because you need the opposite sex in your life so that they can marinate and massage the opposite sex within you. All right. Anyways, so yeah, this is how men fall in love, man. They need these things. They need these things. Oh my God, Father Adams is gay. Shut up, okay? They need these things more than sex. They need you to go slow. They need you to respect them, and vice versa. They need conflict, and above all, not above all, but as a bonus, they need to sense the opposite of a healthy dose of the opposite sex within you. All right. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. And I'll see you guys later on for all the freeloaders. I'll see you guys in the Zoom call. I can't wait to talk to you guys. It's always fun chisme. All right. All right. Let's continue, man.